back to Bloodborne. Give me just a moment to get everything set up over here. Make sure people are coming in. Who want to come in anyway. Let's be sure to share it with the people who actually fucking watch. What's up, T-Rex? Pleasure to have you here as always. We're going to be continuing where we left off. Where did we leave off? I don't quite remember. I was not in the best mood earlier, so I wanted to take a quick break, play something else, and now that I've done that, I'm feeling up to... What the fuck?
Oh, Lawrence, what's taking you so long?
Oh?
I've grown too old for this. Of little use now, I'm afraid.
Sounds good, man. You alright? Yeah, I'm doing great, but that is... interesting. Where is he? That is a dialogue we get from listening to Gurman while he is sleeping, but in case you are blind, he was not there. So we just heard the voices of a ghost? Motherfucking ghost? My vision is still... lol. It do be like that. So maybe you would have been able to see Gurman there. Let's see. Things I did. I made it so that I can now equip all of the weapons. So I'm going to show off some of the ones that we haven't really seen. So first up, Saw Cleaver. It's just a pretty much a heavy-handed sword. Alternate form gives you more reach. It's really not that interesting. Same with the Saw Spear. You transform it and you get more lunge attacks, is essentially the only difference, is it's a bit longer and it's got a lunge. The Hunter Axe and the Kirk Hammer, however, are very interesting. So the Kirk Hammer is one of my favorite weapons in the game. Its basic mode is a short silver sword, very ornate, but it's also fast, and it's got a really good moveset. It also scales with strength quite a bit, so it's very powerful, but more than that, its other form is a big fuck-off rock on a stick. And the fact that it has inscriptions on it that I'm not sure if anyone has actually bothered to translate yet, is awesome as hell. It's just a big boink, boink weapon. And if you charge it up, you just get even bigger booms. And also its transformation attacks are pretty neat. It's also interesting because you can see him put it in, and then there's a twist that goes on to explain kind of how it stays in there. It's just overall a really cool weapon. It's fun to use. I love it. I seem to have done that. So we're going to show off the Rifle Spear and the Stake Driver. So the Stake Driver, if you are familiar with FromSoft's history, specifically Armored Core, the game where you play as a giant fuck-off robot, you may be familiar with something called the Pile Bunker, which is essentially a piston spike gauntlet that will absolutely fuck everything up, and that is all this is. It is a pile bunker, and it does crazy damage. Its moveset is not really that good otherwise, but just that one lethal build-up and hit is very, very powerful. The rifle spear is another interesting weapon that I keep forgetting is actually really, really fun to use. So, funnily enough, in its spear mode, it is very simple. It's just poke, poke, poke. Yeah, we've seen that before. But in its transformed mode, you can see that there is now a blunderbuss on the tip of it. So we are able to... You see it becomes a slashing weapon. Pretty quick one with good range at that. Your heavy attack is a lunge. You can charge it up to do a run-up. And then you don't need to have a secondary weapon equipped because obviously it is a high-damaging shotgun. And also its transforming attack is a quick shot. Very effective. Let's see, is there anything else? I think that's all the weapons. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and equip our threaded cane. That's it. Let's go ahead and show off the Hunter's Pistol and the Repeating Pistol. So, the Hunter's Pistol is one of the other starting weapons you get. You can see it looks goofy as fuck, but where it shines as opposed to the blunderbuss is that it has further range, and it also is quicker off the draw. So you're able to parry much faster with it. It's more like responsive. Let's go ahead and show off the shield real quick. The shield is just like any other shield you would have in a FromSoft game, except it sucks ass. It's made of wood. These beasts will fuck your day up. Holding a shield is the coward's way. It's useless. Literally useless. And then the repeating pistol is basically the same as a regular pistol, except it fires 2 shots at once. Yo, have you played Jedi Survivor? I have. There may or may not be some transforming weapons in one of my book series. Lamau. Yes, we get it. It's your special interest, you autistic bitch. Have I played Jedi Survivor? I have not, but I do know that there is a style with the sword and... the lightsaber and blaster. I do know that is something that exists. I'm going to go ahead and throw in our Hunter's Torch again. Where do we leave off? I think we left off at Hemwick.
Welcome home, good hunt.
Right? Let me just real quick purchase some bullets. And let's do this. Other quick update. Off camera, I went into the first Chalice dungeon, defeated the first boss, so that's why I have more insight and I was able to pick up. You were in the area before the witches, which is why I now have the Ashen Hunter cap, which looks really cool, but it is unfortunately very small. I think it looks too small for the characters' heads. And also the angle of it is kind of stupid because it just straight up blocks your sight. The new lightsaber styles added in Survivor were interesting. Yeah. Anyways, now that we are sporting the new Legitimate saber, let's... not that one. This one, we are going to head to Hemwick Charnel Lane. Maybe I'll check out Jedi Survivor at some point. If I recall correctly, it is based on the Souls series. So that might be fun to check out. Because I haven't really played them. Come here, Meemaw. Back into the kennel with you, Meemaw. For the people who say you should stop whipping your Meemaw, clearly you weren't raised in the same environment as I was, and I would ask that you please refrain from judging me. It is a Souls-like, and I highly recommend the Jedi series. Yeah. I know a couple things about it, such as Boba Fett's appearance. What else? Hey, crows. Grandma, it's 3 in the morning. Get back to bed before I get the razor blade whip. Yo, what's up, brick man? We've got the bricks, we've got the bricks. We've got the bricks. Boop, boop. You opened up the shortcut, didn't you? Yes, I did. The gate shortcut, yes. Yes, we did. Some shards. Honestly, this barn has some of the spookiest vibes for me in the entire game. Really? I think the weird, like, windmill from the Forbidden Woods is way creepier than this shit. Have I played the first game? The first Jedi game? I have not played Fallen Order, no. Ooh, Twin Bloodstone Shards. We are past needing those right now, though, because we have upgraded our whip enough. Maybe I'll upgrade another weapon, probably one of the DLC weapons, and show that shit off. Claustrophobic setting with the limited environmental sounds does it for me. That's fair. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that there are better examples. Hammer Bros did not have that dog in them today. Ooh, you did. You managed to get a hit off. Good for you. Oh, you! Nope, I wanted to roll. Fuck, camera. The windmill doesn't do it for me, too big. Really? Alright. First terrifying game moment I had was in the first Uncharted. Oh, where it just takes a left turn from, like, action adventure to straight up, like, Nazi zombies. Yeah, I remember that. Never played Uncharted, but the movie was kind of boring. The movie was garbage. Actual fucking garbage. Like, holy fucking shit. Way to just not show what this series is about at all. I'll show you Uncharted eventually, Eris, but I think I'm probably going to play the first Tomb Raider remake first, because I love that game. That's actually probably what's next on the list. The games are so much better, trust me. Yes and no, T-Rex. I need you to understand that playing them is a ton of fun, but watching them, especially the first couple ones, is boring as hell. Because it's so repetitive, just find cool view, shoot people, that it kind of, it doesn't take you anywhere, but while you're actually playing it and you're engaging with like the environments and stuff, good shit. I have the first Tomb Raider on PS1, lol. Same actually, but I don't like playing on the PS1. Ow! I need to remember how many hits it takes to get to the center of a big boy. Hold on, it's cozy time. Oh, my bad. Sorry for interrupting your cozy time. That's on me, Eris. Frankly, I am so sorry for my disrespect. Anyways. Boop. I forgot I picked up the hand lantern. Back in the first game, it's a regular action game, and all of a sudden you get thrown into a fucking horror scenario. Yeah, it's insane. I love Uncharted 1 for, like, just that cozy, cozy, cozy tea. Wow, way to rub it in. Maybe I want to be cozy. Did you ever think of that, Eris? No. It's always just been about you and your comfy coziness. Huh. Do I even need to go through there, or can I just run to... I think I can just run through here, right? Same here, Eris. I'm in my bed, my comforter snug as a bug. Oh, fuck. Again. They jump in me! They jump in me! I got sunlocked and I couldn't get out. Comf Club. Yeah. Alright, we could do this a little less recklessly this time. We've got the beef. Too many wombin. Yeah, I told you, they literally drove all the wombin out of the village. I'm your fiend! These wombin are so rude. For real. For real, for real. I do like that when you kill these ones, their hot pokers go out. You extinguish the light from their eyes, and the flames of their hearth grow cold. Damn. And then there's a flambear over there. Yo, what up? There we go. No dogs. They shouldn't be following me. Yeah, we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a blood vial. There's a dude hiding over here who will try to ambush you. He's also got a chest, which is nice. Oof. Got me with that one, didn't you? Blood Vial 1. Adept Bloodstone Gem. Oh, and I gotta scratch my booty cheeks. As snug as a bug in a hug. Idiot. You're getting real deep in there, am I? How the fuck would you know? Literally just scratching my ass, dude. What the fuck was I thinking? Right. Hemwick. We got some old crones here. We came here for some specific things. Your walls. I don't have walls right now. I'm in an open air, like, just in the snow. We got like 3 inches of snow, which is coincidentally twice the size of my peen. And it, you know, I don't often get to play in the snow, especially when it's that deep. So this fight is super fucking annoying. And by super annoying, I mean really not that bad. There we are. So around this area is a hidden witch who will summon these little... will summon these guys can get pretty fucking annoying. Summon those kind of like monsters to kind of swarm and attack you. There you are. And you'll see that there is actually another one over in the back corner there. Fuck, shit, fuck. Oh, damn. I was not paying attention, I got grappled. But there are actually 2 Witches of Hemwick. So you need to take out both of them. Because very quickly this boss fight can go very south if you do not handle the summoned minions who have quite a bit of health and you saw kind of have a form of hyper armor. They just generally ignore your attempts at being alive. They really like to do that. A second witch has hit the lane. Yeah, but we're going to mostly ignore everything here gonna see if I can get past everything. This boss fight is kind of a boss fight in quotations. It's not really all that challenging. Not even a chortle, huh? Could you define chortle for me? Oh, fuck, there's already one here? Yeah, you want to avoid getting caught off guard. There you are. Alright, up there. Cool, cool, cool. I want to be somewhat quick about this. We don't want any more of these things spawning. Oh, we found the second witch. You can see that the HP bar is not going down. Hello, whoever just joined. Pleasure to have you. There we go. That is one witch down. And you see she summons in a few more helpers. They are a pain in the tuchus. See if we can spot where she shows up. No. I want to be careful not to get caught by her grappling spell. Is essentially what it is. 2, 4, 5. There we go. And with her death, are these guys gonna disappear? Yes, they are. There we go. So it's kind of just managing the ads that she spawns, or they spawn, but it's pretty easy. A chortle, a teehee, but quieter. I don't do quiet. You should know this. Except for the one from Metal Gear. She can do me. But she's also a sweetheart, so. What else do I need to do? I think... Right, down here is a... not essential item, but one that will help us vastly going forwards. You can see they have a hunter here that they have been torturing, essentially. And we get the Rune Workshop tool. Coarse paper that applies fire to weapons when robbed. But now that we have finally acquired the Rune Workshop tool, we can memorize Kirill runes. Now, who is Kirill? He is the runesmith of Byrgenwerth. What is Byrgenwerth? We don't know! Haha! So, Kirill is a guy who inscribed these runes. Several runes relate to blood, including Communion, which raises the maximum number of blood vials one can carry. And there are multiple versions of each rune. Each one gets progressively more powerful. This rune represents the healing church and its ministers. Blood ministration is, of course, the pursuit of communion. So there we go. We have finally heard the word communion, and that begs the question of communion with what? or who? A transcription of moon as spoken by the great ones inhabiting the nightmare. Gain more blood echoes. The great ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. Now there's a few things to note here. One, this location that we are in is called the Hunter's Nightmare. So in this instance, a nightmare does not seem to imply a dream, but rather a plane of existence. A physical location is the nightmare. And the great old ones. We don't know what that is, but I feel that now that we are starting to get some name drops, we can start talking about the real inspiration for this game. Because this game is not really about werewolves and vampires and stuff, although they do feature pretty heavily, I will admit. There are quite a few werewolves in this game. Not sure you noticed. But now that we have gone this far, hell yeah. That's a good upgrade. The Great Old Ones are the names of entities that are present in works of cosmic horror.
Now shut your
I hope I
eyes.
pronounced that in a satisfactory way, because unfortunately I am from the New England area, and saying horror or horror, I can never remember which one is correct, and I just say it however the fuck I want. But what am I saying? I'm saying something, maybe. Who knows? Do we want to do Blood Tinge? Do we want to do Arcane? Horror? Yeah. Skill, maybe Strength? Let's just do more skill. So we can keep pumping points into being a glass cannon who dies in one shot, but also kills everything in like one hit. Anyways, now that we have that, we have a few upgrades. So this area is called the Hunter's Nightmare. It's a physical location, and it is inhabited by ancient beings. Dude, anyone who gives a shit how you say it can fuck off. No, T-Rex, you gotta understand that it also means... I have to be, like, talk about it like that, how I pronounce things, because it lets me also make fun of Figgy for pronouncing things like stamina. But the other thing to notice is the moon. I mentioned before that the moon is really close here. And that's not a joke. The moon is literally closer to this realm than it is, or in this realm than it is in the one we know, in Yharnam. Okay, now that's just atrocious, right? But I have to give some leeway for people to make fun of me, otherwise it's not fair. But let's go ahead and, now that we have done that, where should we head to next? Should we go fight Dark Beast Parl? Parl! Let's go hit up Parl. Let's go revisit this area. The Hintertomb Chalice. Oh. Have I read this? I have not. Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn. Find one and silence its harrowing cry. What the fuck does that mean? It's about killing babies, and you know I am all about that shit. I fucking hate children. Let's head on out here, because there's a pig that needs, let's bake some bacon, eh? Oh god, his gross-ass neck. I hate when his neck stretches out like that. You couldn't really see it in that animation or from that angle, but oh boy. Behold a pale blood sky. Why would the sky be pale blood? Remember, we are currently looking for pale blood to cure whatever disease we have been inflicted with. And there is a second pig. A second pig has hit the honker. Ugh, like that. I hate its long-ass, disgusting neck. There is a reason it has a long neck, and it's worse than anything you could possibly imagine. Anyways, we've cleared out that area. I think there's an item down here. Yeah, we'll grab it in a second. The platform hasn't lowered yet. That happens when we come back here later. In the meantime, we are going to drop down here. Was a dog aggroed? No? Okay. Grab this item. Some bolt paper. So now we're getting our second element. We've had fire. Now we've got lightning. It's not just the dark beast who can wield it. That's right. We also get the power of thunder in our hands. Hello, pup. Come on. God indeed. And we're getting these really disturbing statues here of like mounds of flesh and body parts that just kind of meld into an incomprehensible form. So this is where you've been /LH. What is LH? I'm afraid I am unfamiliar with that one. Boop. Oh no, we've triggered his angry mode. Lighthearted. Ah. Yes, I have been around. And now we got the tinnitus. A rather unique weapon by Bloodborne standards. Yo, what up, Seth? The Tonitrus is a trick weapon contrived by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church Workshop. Striking this peculiar iron Morningstar flail like a match generates the same blue sparks that blanket a dark beast. Unfortunately, for reasons untold, the hunters of Archibald's time did not fully take to this device. And what it is it's a fucking mallet. Oh, that's not the right button. That we can set to electrify and do massive amounts of electricity damage. So a rather unique concept, but also really fucking cool, especially later on when you get one that goes in your left hand, so you can dual wield these things. Yeah, the Zappy Hammer. Good shit. Let's see, what's over here? Nothing. Is there another doggo behind here? No. the dogs are looking at this gate for some reason. There's something over there that is drawing their attention. But for the time being, we will not be able to access it, so let's not worry too much. Yo, what up, dude? And now we have one of the heavier weapon set, or armor sets, in the game. Now I'm going to equip myself real quick with some items that resist bolt, because we are about to fight as gas coins. These are 110, but protect 90. I think that's a bit better. Moves back excitedly. Gas coins, gloves. Let's go ahead and equip the hunter gloves. And let's do that. Yarnum hunter. We're gonna go ahead and heal real quick. Let's turn on our lantern. We got our gun, we got our whip. We've got some insight. Let's say we go put it to use. Let's go fight ourselves a dark beast. The music in this area is great. Yeah, I think the song is called Hail the Nightmare, and it's one of the best, just like, unsettling tracks. Really, really good. It also leads really well into the boss of this area for when we come back later. An enemy called the One Reborn. Should I just risk it? Should I run? We're gonna run. Whee! Get punked, sack boy. Should we summon Defector Angle? I think so. You can see that we've already activated him. He is Shocky Boy over there, ready to go. For some reason, I want to say that he's, like, weak to lightning, but I don't know if that's true. Forgot about the long-ass neck covering. Oh god, that looks so stupid, especially with the glasses. Anyways, let's take this guy on. Hi, Paul! Oof, I did not read that at all. Oh my god, am I dead already? Oof. Well, that was bad. He's got to protect his identity somehow. Who? Oh, yeah. Leroy. Leroy. No thanks. We're gonna run past all of you silly hoes. Straight out the door, where we're gonna attempt fighting Parl again. I might have handicapped myself a bit by making it so I can't upgrade my health. My story has taken another evolution, which is going to be interesting to weave in. Oh ho! We love evolving we love evolving stories. God, he's so dangerous. You're so silly, Parl. But now that we have some more... Nice guy's lighting back. Come on. He's a big fluffy boy. I think he's shooting the lightning now. Yeah, that's right. Set him alight. He has a lot of DPS, but he's also a bit of glass cannon, as he is literally made of bones, as you saw. And unfortunately, he is the only Dark Beast in the game. We don't get a lot of information about the Dark Beasts, what they are, what sort of purpose they serve. All we know is that they have powers of electricity for some reason, and they are mostly bone. Some kind of lich creature. But once we defeat him, we unlock this shortcut, leading back to Old Yharnam and the blood-starved beast. Crazy, right? Now that we've done this, I think the only way left for us to go right now is to the Forbidden Woods. What up?
Welcome home. What is it you...
What is it you desire? Let's talk.
Hunters have told me about the church, about the gods and their love.
Wait, they have fur to generate the electricity?
But
yeah.
do the
But
gods
other
love
things
their
have fur and they
creations?
don't generate the electricity. We don't know
I
what
am
the
a
fuck it
doll
is.
created by you humans. Would you ever think to love me? Of course. I do love you.
With the fur!
Isn't that how you've made me?
Bones with the fur, with the fur. I love you guys. Well, that's a really interesting
Hunters have about
conversation about
I do,
gods and
farewell, good
their
hunter.
creations. So the doll asks if we would ever consider loving her. And while most people would probably be like, yeah, I love the doll. The doll's my bitch. She's a real one. She's a day one best girl. But honestly, I don't know. Like, in person, would you be able to do that? Would it be a romantic love, or would it be as, like, a child? Would you see them as sort of, like, your child? And that's similar to the question of how a god would view us. So, if we were to ever encounter a god, what would they think of us? And that's just an interesting little question to think about for the moment. Now that we've defeated Dark Beast Pearl, we have Bolt Papers, which is something useful. But, what was I saying? Right, we are going to upgrade again, and then we are going to head to the Forbidden Woods.
Very well. Let me.
We will put another point into our absolutely insane build
Farewell,
of
good hunter.
no HP and pure skill. No, that's Hemwick. We need to go to, I believe it's Cathedral Ward. Yeah, let's go say hi to everyone. And while we're here, there's somewhere I need to hit up. We are going to head back into the tower that I showed off briefly. So last time we became friends with our good buddy. We rescued all of the NPCs who are worth saving, as he said. And some things have opened up. But before fully exploring the area, we are going to come over here to an area that was opened up. And we are going to first make sure we don't get turned into Swiss cheese by Grandpappy and his Gaddy. Whoop. Hey, buddies. What is this dude doing? Are you gonna shoot or not? You need to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. Ah, man, I love The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That's a good movie. So many good movies to watch and see. But we see a staircase leading up, but we are not going to be traveling up. No, sir. We are actually going to be going around and around. First, we can go ahead and get you. So we can claim your bloodstone shards. Then we are going to drop. And we need to watch ourselves because somewhere around here is some scary motherfuckers. Alright, now let's see if I can remember how to do this. I want to say it's like here-ish. And you're going to want to go ahead and heal, and then drop again, and you'll come across this door near the bottom. And you'll be wondering, well, where the fuck does this lead? This has got to be something weird. It's a real ornate door. Anyways, let's go ahead and enter in. We see this weird matriarchal figure. And would you look at that? The abandoned old workshop. This is, in fact, the Hunter's Nightmare. But not the one that we know. This is likely the place that the Hunter's Nightmare is based off of. There are no messengers here for us, but we do find the doll's outfit, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and throw on part of that. Because it is part of our ensemble that we will be assembling. It is the first of our many bits of power. And we retrieve the old hunter's bone. Let's just go ahead and take a look at that. Nope, that's not it. The bone of an old hunter whose name is lost. It is said that he was an apprentice to old Gurman, and a practitioner of the art of quickening, technique particular to the first hunters. It is most appropriate that hunters, carriers of the torch who are sustained by the dream, would tease an old art from his remains. So there's a few things in that description that we should be paying attention to. One is that Gurman is much older than we originally thought. And he was a member of the first Hunters. It is appropriate that Hunters, carriers of the torch who are sustained by the dream. So at this point... Oh, I just realized there isn't a graveyard back there. Or, that. There are a few things missing here. The graves of several things. I really like how FromSoft does this, how there's an in-world counterparts to the areas you go to that aren't connected, like the Hunter's Dream or the Elden Ring's Round Table. Yeah, as far as I know, this is the first time they did it, and I think it's also where they did it best. Because you realize that this isn't just based on a real location, it's based on a memory. Gurman lives in the dream. He is not real. He is not in this world that we inhabit. So it's logical to think that the world that he is in, that we visit, because it is not our world, is some kind of reflection of this. Gurman is somehow connected to that world. Likewise, his view kind of shapes it, which is why we see all of the graves around here. The doll is not a lifeless puppet on the ground, but an actual living thing. Is it around here? Where's the message? Where's the message? I could have sworn there's a message around here. But we have picked up 1/3 of umbilical cord. Fucking gross, dude. Yeah, with the round table it's much more subtle. It doesn't have that same announcement when you find it, like how blatantly clear it is finding this. No, I think it is still blatantly clear with how much time you spend in the round table hold to when you finally find it in Lanedell. I think that's the name of it, Lanedell? The Ashen Capital. But yeah. Let's go ahead and... I've already tried this, but I still think it would have been very cool if they had included it. But you cannot give the hair ornament to a boss in the DLC. Who we will learn more about when we get to it. But you are able to give this hair ornament to this doll. There's not a title like when you find this, it said The Old Workshop. That's fair, but it's still
What is this?
Very recognizable.
I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel. A yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, Hunter. Could this be joy?
And she sheds a tear. I have made a woman cry, and for once it's a good thing.
Welcome. What is... Hunters have told her I am a...
So she has talked about that. So we give her the gift of a hair ornament that is made for her. I forgot to look at it while it was in our inventory. But yeah. It is literally crafted for her. A silver shining tear stone, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. A doll sheds neither blood nor tears, and thus its nature remains unknown. Whoever thinks this is precious must be troubled by severe naivete. Well, I have news for you, buckaroo. It is precious. And we know that this doll, the one that is alive and moves, is one, unnatural, obviously, but assuming that it is related to this being some kind of other world with magic influence or unnatural influence, we can assume that the tear stone is not the product of whatever was put into making the doll, but some magical significance. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out what it actually does. So it will do HP continues to recover +2, which unfortunately is not all that useful, if I'm being honest. So we are not going to be equipping it, or I suppose maybe we could throw it on the blunderbuss if we really wanted to. Let's see. Let's upgrade the blunderbuss, and can I put it on here? Yes, I can. So there we go. We get a little bit of regen. Escape the dreadful hunter's dream. Halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night continue on forever. So that's something else we need to consider, is that this is another world, and we are somehow trapped in it. We are inexplicably tied to it. So we need to find out more about what's going on with that. Let's head back to the Cathedral Ward. This time we are going to be heading to the lower streets where the riffraff live, where a mysterious voice will call from the other side of the door, asking for a password. And no, it's not some child's prank. It is something else. Something dumb. Something very, very stupid. The crow be barking, barking, barking. Bee keeps running, running, and 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 running, running. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started. Yeah. Hello. Youch. I will call you Timothy. Timothy, you are bad. And therefore, I have removed your ligaments. You weren't using them for much anyway. Whew. It's nice actually having some damage output in this run-through. Zoom. Let's see, we have already rescued Ariana the Nun, as well as the Cynical Man. I forget if he has a name, or if we just continue to call him, like, asshole. Timothy, I am taking your kidney, you don't deserve it. Exactly. What was he using it for? Like, filtering his blood? So that was an interesting bit of dialogue. I got a little distracted. So I think I need to put all of my Australian into this, but Dingo ate my baby. The fucking dingo just came in, sunk its teeth in. There was a lot going on suddenly. Yeah. That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hands fast. So, dead baby, Lamau. Screaming woman, They're usually gonna scream anyway. Women do that for some reason. Most living things do, to be honest. And then wolves. Wolves everywhere. I feel so good to one-shot. Sounds like Timothy got what he deserved. Doink doink. This is a damn curse. Cursey beasts. The lot of ya. Hello, Governor. I hear some steppy steps. Whoop. Walked right into that gunshot. Hello. Hello, hello, boys. What's red and dead and full of holes? You, when I get fucking done with you. Come here. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Oh no, he's slurping the gurp. What is up there, slime boy? Thank you for your souls, or I guess blood. I was gonna say John, but that works too. Yeah, John Marston, I suppose, is red, dead, and full of holes. Which, by the way, I think Figgy is in the middle of streaming that, so I don't know if Eris knows. Figgy definitely knows, but you might want to consider that a spoiler for people like Eris who have never played a video game. This is, in fact, not the correct way to go. I have realized that now that I have gone this way. Thank you. Where do I go again? Need to find my way to the place with the things. So it's not that way. Is it this way? Let's just go ahead and deal with our friend here, eh? That's kind of why I just put the first name. Yeah. You know what? You make a good point. I'm dumb. Yeah, here we go. So this is where that brain sucker was a second ago. Why they're called brain suckers, I'll let you guess. But they are annoying as hell. They cast a sort of magic spell that will paralyze you in place while they run up and do a grab attack where they will drain your insight. Let's just take a quick look at this thing. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty damn sure that is some kind of mind flayer, right? This gooey, soft thing with tendrils, elongated arms, and we're starting to get into the real, once again, the real inspirations for this game. Now, you might consider it just, oh yeah, it's a horror trope. little Cthulhu guy. But we're going to revisit them in a bit. Oh, what's this? There's a dead body here. Alfred, did you kill somebody?
Oh, good to see you safe.
You as well.
Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
God, his disgusting ass sideburns. Let's talk about the Healing Church.
The Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing.
What?
Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit.
So we're still not entirely sure what blood healing is. We assume it's some kind of, transfusion. But we don't know the source of this so-called holy blood.
Byrgenwerth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter.
The fucking what?
Well, once a group of young Byrgenwerth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In
the
this
Tomb
sense,
of the what?
Everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Byrgenwerth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Byrgenwerth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate.
About the corrupted Vile Bloods. Here's something we learned a little bit about before, but we're not quite sure what it entails. Let's see if Alfred is willing to elaborate.
Ah, there's something I want to tell you. A bit of wisdom from the eminent master Logarius. Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Byrgenwerth, and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vile Bloods was born. The Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Canehurst Castle.
Intriguing. So now we know about Canehurst, which I've been alluding to a little bit.
I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the
You as
good blood
well.
guide your way.
I'm still not sure what makes the blood good or bad, but we know that this blood, this vile blood that was retrieved from the Tomb of the Gods, which, first off, God is dead, and we have bled them. We have taken the blood from, we can assume, different gods, one of which is the quote-unquote good blood, which the Healing Church has used to apparently turn everyone into werewolves or something. So questionable about the good. On the other hand, the Vile Bloods were also changed when they used this blood. They transferred this blood into themselves. But we don't know how they were changed. All we know is that they were considered evil and they were hunted down by the Healing Church's hunters, with Logarius and Alfred and the others, who slaughtered them wholesale. Unfortunately, their leader seems to still be alive.
The password.
So he seems to be losing his mind a little bit. Can't wait to meet this crazy dude on the other side of the door. I'm sure he won't attack us. I'm sure he's going to be real chill. But anyways, we now know that the adage of Bergenworth, we are born of the blood, made men of the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes have yet to open. Fear the old blood. And this is the gatekeeper, the one we were talking with. Already dead. Oh, scary. It's such a silly moment. This like really that's what you're going with? Okay, Bloodborne. That is in fact the horror. Already dead. Teehee. But as we step out of here, it reminds me of the Dark Root Basin, but it is the Forbidden Woods. And we get a nice overlook for the area we will be exploring, as well as these giant windmills. I mentioned windmills earlier today when talking to Eris about a certain vibe. I think this is one of the creepier areas of the game. I wouldn't say scary, just kind of off-putting. Especially with, like, the run-down, rotting wood. And just the sheer darkness and claustrophobia that encompasses it. So we've gotten the thunder part of today's title, but welcome to the fog/smoke section. Before continuing on that way, we're going to run up here and see what's around. Some more Twin Blood Stone Shards. We're going to get rid of that, throw back on our hand lantern, just so we get a little bit of vision. And you'll see this guy is throwing rocks at us, but when they hit, they shatter into some liquid. Do not be fooled. This is oil. He is throwing urns of oil at us and coating us in it. This makes us extremely flammable. Go figure. So if you get set on fire by, say, other hunters who are throwing Molotov cocktails, you will combust rapidly and to the detriment of your health. What I'm trying to say is, don't let that happen. Do not let the motherfuckers burn you. They will fuck you up. I've done playthroughs where I've specced so much into HP and it will still just melt you down to your bones. Do not fuck with oil and fire in this game. Got some Madman's knowledge and some adept bloodstones, and that's not even the bad part. So them throwing oil urns at you is bad, but we will come across a literal, like, lake bed of oil that we must traverse, and there are guys who are looking down at you, preparing to throw Molotovs. It is hellish. What just died? Weird. Anyways, we must continue on in our journey. And here we get our torch. Our lamp. This area is really, really cool. It's one of my favorite places in the game because of the really cool shortcuts. This game is full of fun shortcuts, but this entire area, if I'm recalling correctly, there is literally only this lamp. and the rest are just shortcuts around. So it's really fun, like, geographically, how it's spaced out. It's really interesting. We're going to be opening this up later. I'm not sure if you can see from this angle, but there is someone waiting in there. 34,000 souls. It doesn't particularly matter. We're gonna continue on ahead. There's a man with a gun. It's the man in the yellow hat. Alright, let's just real quick search around here, make sure we got everything. Twin bloodstone shards. And now this is the fucking best. Are you ready for this? Now, you see some boards on the ground, you go, huh. Oh, haha, you almost got me. I love that. Because people are gonna step on it, go, oh my god, I just barely dodged the attack, thank goodness. And then it fucking rolls over and takes them off the cliff. It's so good. I love it. Anyways, continuing on. I like your cut, G. The red is really doing it for you. Down there you can see lots of hunters with dogs and fire, preparing to take you out should you go down that way. Alternatively, you can drop down here to find this little goofy goober, as well as a couple of crows. I didn't realize, like, the flesh in their beaks. Yuck. Let's see, we drop twin bloodstone shards again. Very nice, very, very, very nice. And as we come out, you can see that they're moving along, and we don't really need to worry about them. So, we're not going to. We are going to run past. Up here, there is a wolf here who is guarding some item. Beast blood pellets. Not great, not terrible. Kind of useless for us. You know, we've basically got our idea of how we want to play done. We don't need to worry about beast blood. Come down here and we see these boards again, so we know what's happening. We can see up there. I'm just going to go ahead and trigger it. This one, however, unlike the first one, does not go flying and rolling into other things. But we're going to drop it down, and we are going to circumnavigate this area at first. We will be coming back there eventually, but for now there is somewhere I want to go and show you.
Oh.
Here you are.
Are you? Glory be. You know not the value you possess. But more's the pity. The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count. A veritable hunt unending. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. A most frightful fate. Oh my. But I'm willing to do you a kindness. Step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain.
There we are. There's an item I was referring to previously. The tonsil stone. Now, if you know what a tonsil stone is, you're probably going, ew, what the fuck? Why would I want this? And the answer is basically, you shouldn't. A lattice-deformed rock, or perhaps a meteorite, appears useless, but possesses some odd gravitational forces that prevent its riddance. A dubious soul once said, "Step lightly round the right of the great cathedral and sink an ancient shrouded church. They're tasty? No, the fuck they ain't. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength." Well, who or what the fuck is the Godhead? Fuck, forgot about the dogs. We're gonna need to take all of you out very quickly. You can see a couple have escaped already, but that's not our concern because we are not going to be continuing in that direction tonight. Instead, we are going to take a quick left behind these cages. Have you tried one before? A taunt? Dude. Fuck off. It is a buildup of plaque and white blood cells and a bunch of just disgusting shit in your tonsils. It's just pure fucking, like, waste products from your body. It's gross. Antidote. Now he could drop down there and fucking die, but we're not gonna. Not right now, anyway. But we find this hidden cave. And we see these giants. And over there, some kind of statue. Now you can see immediately we start building up poison when we step into this water. So what I'm going to do is unequip this the light because it will stay lit. What we are going to do is equip some antidotes and grab some of these cool items. Is this the way? I think this is the way. This is the way. Yes, it is. And there is a hidden exit right back here with a ladder that we are going to climb. Hey there, buddy. You seem cozy. So, from... Do you know the way? I spit on you. My queen! Oh my. So, there is some kind of hidden entrance / exit from the Forbidden Woods. For those who might lurk out there, some Bergenworth scholars, maybe. And it leads to, first, this pit of corpses. But secondly, this area might look familiar to you because it is, in fact, the very start of the game, Yusepka's clinic, an area we were not able to access before. So we're going to go explore a little bit. And see what's pop-a-lockin' here. Because why would there be a secret entrance to Bergenworth the place of, like, the elite scholars and forbidden knowledge. Linked to Yusefka's clinic. Does she know about this? We have some more dead cattle. You. God, they have so much HP. Just trying not to get grabbed because they are so fucking annoying. Thankfully that one was relatively chill and did not just bum rush us and immediately grab us through its hyper armor, because they just have that for some reason. They don't like to flinch, but there is a side path through the graveyard by Yusefka's clinic that leads up to the roof. And into a back door. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and use the blood of Ariana. And as we look around, there is something in that room. What is going on here? Now, this is actually the room we started the game in. If you recall, we woke up here after receiving our first transfusion. But now there's this weird bulbous head thing making weird gurgling water noises. Oh. It appears to be hostile, but not very able to harm us. Let's see what it drops. When I first saw this moment, and the fact that it drops Yusefka's blood vial. So for reference, this is the door that we have been talking to Yusefka from. Right down here is the lamp. When we would come up here and we would talk to her and she'd say, please don't send anyone here. And then suddenly she changed her tune and said, actually, it would be great if you could send some more people my way. Also, something cool to notice is that this is actually one-way glass. So, looking this way, you can't see through it, but looking this way, you can. I'm not sure if it's just untextured or if that's on purpose. But very, very cool. So this thing is Yusefka. Now, we peeked through the door before and were able to kind of make out a face of a blonde woman. That's an item I'll cover in just a second. That's what I really came here for. But if that's Yusefka, who's the blonde woman we've been talking to? What is that thing. And we can see here some kind of experiment performed on this creature. Whether they found this alien thing and performed an autopsy on it, or if they created them here, we aren't sure. But we do know this is not natural. Something is seriously wrong here. And this rune that we pick up, this Kuro rune titled Communion, may just offer a glimpse into what it is exactly they're trying to do. Now, it is the same as the one we have before, but it is a higher tier of it. So you can see where this one is kind of faded and shallow. This one is deeper, and you're able to fully make out the shape. But the important thing here is this rune represents the healing church and its ministers. Blood ministration is, of course, the pursuit of communion. Are these the things that they're trying to commune with? Or is this a side effect of their communion? We aren't really sure. But there is someone who might know.
Ah, moonlit scents. How did you worm your way in here? Very unfortunate. I had such high hopes for you. Well, I won't make any excuses. Would you mind leaving us alone? Things need not change. You'll do the rescuing, and I'll do the saving. But if you refuse to leave... Oh well. I've always wanted to try my hand on a hunter.
So around this point, I should probably say that any NPCs you send to Yusefka's clinic will appear in the hallway as those blue-headed alien things. She is, in fact, turning people into those creatures. And the fact that one of them drops Yusefka's blood means that that was the original Yusefka. I believe she is right around this corner. No? Okay, well, I don't know where she went. I'm actually not going to kill her at this point. We will be killing her eventually. But she still has her uses. There are a few things important that you should note from our little chat with her. One, as soon as we entered, she said, moonlit scents. There's a lot going on with the moon now. And as we have read, there is some kind of... These runes have really given us a lot of information. Specifically, the Great Old Ones inhabiting the Nightmare. The one titled Moon specifically says that those that inhabit the Nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. We know that in the Hunter's Nightmare, the moon is much closer. We can surmise that the moon itself is some kind of living entity that grants hunters, literally grants them some form of power. The power to do what? We are unsure. But somehow she is able to smell it on us. Now, as I said, we will be leaving her alive as she has one other good use, so we'll be coming back to that in just a second. But first, I want to read, here it is, Canehurst Summons. An old, blood-stained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken castle Canehurst. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing, the area we have just cleared out. So, we are going to leave Yusefka alone right now, since there is, other than avenging the original Yusefka, there is no real purpose to killing her. Let's return to the nightmare for now. And ponder about things we have seen. So, the Healing Church is the result of discoveries made by a group of students from a place called Bergenworth. So, we're starting to build a timeline. These Bergenworth students discovered the Tomb of the Gods, as they call it, and from it they were able to harvest blood. Now, what this blood actually is, we're not really sure. It's safe to assume it's literal blood. But they split off into two groups, one using vile blood and the other using what is called the good blood. The group that used the good blood, headed by, was it Lawrence? I think it's Lawrence. Or is it Ludwig? Ludwig is the moon guy, so no, I think it's Lawrence. Him and his lackeys created the Healing Church, where they use this blood of the gods as some kind of miracle producer. Some form of healing. On the other hand, the one scholar that left and went to Canehurst with the vile blood created something else. And the group that created the Healing Church decided to eliminate the vile bloods. So, they destroyed Castle Canehurst, which we just got a summons to, and also closed off Bergenworth, where they originally found this ancient knowledge and power, so that others couldn't use it. And now something has gone wrong, and the people who have participated in this blood communion or whatever are starting to become corrupted and turn into beasts. So, we aren't really sure just what the hell is going on. But we, an outsider to this city who had not partaken of the transfusion, came seeking pale blood. We don't know what pale blood is, but upon partaking of the blood, we were faced with a wolf. Now this wolf, I theorize, is not real. It was in fact the manifestation of the plague, the beast plague, and it was stopped by the messengers. These little skeletal figures who serve the nightmare. And the nightmare is governed by the moon. So we're starting to put some things together about the nature of hunters that are chosen by the nightmare. And we'll learn more about the origins of this nightmare creature and stuff in the DLC. But for now, We simply know that the moon is a literal presence that has some kind of power that it has granted us. Let's continue. I do plan on doing Canehurst soon, but first, a friend of mine who I would like to co-op it with has to purchase PlayStation Plus, and also we need to figure out a schedule for how that'll work. You've got 23 people up in this bitch, hell yeah. Hell yeah! Thank you all for joining. I am sorry to be the guy who says it, but please, if you find me entertaining or interesting, no pressure, but feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It does really help. I am a very small channel, just starting out, literally 90 days old. I appreciate you all keeping me company. In the meantime, I'm just going to continue rolling on with this. As I said, no pressure. We're gonna ignore those guys and once again run over here, take out the red-haired menace. Dude needs a haircut soon. Then we're gonna drop down in the crow hole, but we're not gonna go all the way back because we already looted it. These guys are gonna run by. We're gonna run past them, past this werewolf. Ho, 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 ho. Dude's got breathing issues. He's a pug. Now we look down there and there's a guy getting ready to jump out of the shadows. What's up with that? This dude is still here. I'm not quite sure who that is supposed to be. You may recognize his voice from other works of FromSoft as Patches. Patches the Hyena, Patches the Unbreakable, Patches the something or other, fucking whatever. But we'll learn more as we go. But Patches is a recurring character who is sort of a trickster who will try and lead you into traps so that he can loot your corpse. Not that he actually does. If you die in his traps, it's just kind of like Lamau. The White Church stuff. Let's look at this gear real quick. We also picked up the hooded iron set. The surgical long gloves. White surgical gloves. The intricate embroidery weaves the spell that protects the wearer. No, the fuck it doesn't. The church engages in the hunt in a medical capacity. When a cancer is discovered, one must pinpoint its location, reach in, and wrench it from its host's bosom. Like, comment, subscribe, or the figler. Attire of the special church doctors. These doctors are superiors to the black preventative hunters, the specialists in experimentally backed blood ministration, and the scourge of beasts. They believe that medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method of research, and that some knowledge can only be obtained by exposing oneself to the sickness. Oh, I try to do it. Sometimes I can hit that, sometimes I can't. Anyways, do these have anything new? No. Iron helmet worn by the hunters of the unseen village. The hunters of Yahar Ghul answer to the village's founders, the School of Mensis. We do not know what Mensis is at this moment. Hunters in name only. These kidnappers wear their black hoods low to shadow their eyes. This helm is made of metal, a rarity for hunter garb, and has high defense but only against physical attacks. Thick black pullover worn by the hunters of the unseen village. Hunters in name only, these kidnappers blend into the night wearing this attire. Designed primarily to defend from physical attacks, the bindings of thick rope serves both to protect its wearer and restrain his foes. So we literally have what is essentially hired thugs going around and kidnapping people for medical experiments. That is not a joke. That is literally what they are. I heard the feet, and I wasn't sure where they were coming from. Doggo, give me just 1 second, please. Thank you. Let's go ahead and take this dude down before he can do anything with the gate. What usually happens is you come up here and he'll drop the gate on you as like a trap. A blue elixir. And he'll make you go around to where all the dogs are, and they will immediately aggro and be a real fucking problem for you. We're going to go around this way. Hey, buddy. There we go. And that is also what these guys are. They are, in fact, hunters. Quote unquote. They kidnap people in their burlap sacks and take them to the Hypogean jail, like we were earlier, the first time we were killed by one. We retrieve the Beast Roar, which is another hunter's tool. Hunter's tools are kind of unique items in the game that allow us to do certain things using Quicksilver bullets. So one is the Old Hunter's Bone, which will give us a speed boost and make us basically flash step. The Beast Roar, on the other hand, is another one of the forbidden hunter tools made by Irreverent Izzy. Borrow the strength of that terrible undead dark beast, if only for a moment, to blast surrounding foes back with the force of a roaring beast. The indescribable sound it broadcasts with the caster's own vocal cords, which begs the question, what terrible things lurk deep within the frames of man? Intriguing. Izzy is someone that we will not learn about until the DLC. In fact, we will actually meet them, I believe, if I recall correctly. Hey there, buddy boy. I know they're supposed to be wolves, but with the bandages, they kind of remind me of, like, sloths. If that makes sense. Ouchies, ouchies. Get rid of you, run past, get rid of you, done. So we've now dealt with all of these small fry, these obnoxious little firebugs. And if we look down, you see this dark liquid. But at certain angles, it begins to shine iridescently. Now this is literally oil. and you can see down there a path. You would have had to cross over it to progress in this area. However, going this way around has gotten rid of all of the major threats for us. But you can see down there are still some things that want to give us trouble. So we are going to do something a little goofy. That's a lot of oil. Wow. Yes. Yes, it is. It sure would be a shame if someone were to, I don't know... Fuck. Why is it not working? Am I misremembering that the whole thing lights up? I may be misremembering that. But you can see, with the oil effect on enemies, this does a ton more damage. Yeah, I think I'm misremembering. I don't think the oil itself lights up in this game, but enemies who have the oil status effect, you can see up near the HP bar. The blue sort of ribcage looking one is my HP recovery skill, and the one next to that means that I am doused in oil. And you can see, stepping out of it, it disappears pretty quickly, but it still highly increases the amount of damage done by fire. And you can use that for your own benefit. Can I lob this up there? Get fucked. Yeah, so you can take advantage of it by setting your enemies ablaze after coating them in oil with the urns of oil. We're going to go ahead and open up this shortcut. Pungent blood cocktail used to attract beasts. And looking out here, you can see this is in fact the village area that we bypassed. You can see there's a big planks and stuff. That is in fact a pitfall trap. There's nothing really here for us right now that we've opened up this shortcut. So we're going to basically just ignore it for the time being. We'll eventually come back through there, maybe, if I die or need to. Let me just go ahead and equip my monocular, or a telescope if you're uncultured. And you can see something over there that can't quite make out what it is. If this guy would like to give a demonstration, there is in fact a cannon over there. And now that he has spotted us, he will continue to fire cannonballs, explosive ordnance in our direction until we go deal with that. The range on it is not great, so we are safe around here, but we do need to move forward, so without further ado... Wow, that lingers. The blast is slightly bigger than I was prepared for, and also it stays around for a couple seconds as a hitbox. So that was just poorly timed on my part. But I will show you a good way to get through there. Essentially, you're going to be running... you're going to be dealing with trying to run through the houses and staying in cover while avoiding the cannon shots and taking care of any enemies that decide to come after you. Owie. That was a bit of a bad way to take on this room. We are going to run past. Is this the area? No, this is somewhere else. This is a different shortcut we'll be unlocking. Here we are. This is the shortcut we unlocked. So we come out here and it's like, oh wow, that's amazing. We didn't lose any time at all. So that's where that shortcut puts us. Right there is the sniper. The artillery is just up ahead. Gonna take you out. Drop down, continue on, and before he gets the opportunity, we are going to run in here out of the blast zone. Take out this enemy. You will see that someone is shooting at us over there, and that is your little indicator that you should run in this direction. Because this is also a safe-ish place from getting your butt blown off. Then you're gonna make your way over to this house, where these guys are pretending to be dead, but they aren't. Make no mistake, they will take you out as soon as you turn your back. And then once again, you're going to cross the street to find a bigger wolf boy who will come out and ambush you, try and run past, take out the cannon immediately. It's worth noting that the enemy on the cannon does respawn, so rushing through here and getting stabbed in the back is not exactly the best tactic. But now that you made it here, he is no longer on the cannon. So, just like that, we have gotten rid of this dangerous situation that we found ourselves in. And as a treat, we can actually fire the cannon ourselves. Not that it does much. We can't aim it, we can't really do anything with it. It's just that we can do that. Cannons also feature in some of the Chalice dungeons, which are the randomly generated sort of labyrinth areas that you can do. And they're much more useful there. Well, it's getting late and I'm EP, so I'm going to check out for the night. Good night, y'all. Have a good one. Peace. Thank you, T-Rex. Thank you for joining us. I always appreciate you hanging out. Somewhat disappointing? Yes, it is unfortunate. I appreciate that you can interact with it. I just wish you could do a bit more with it. Yeah, good night, T-Rex. Over there we see someone, he be walking. We're gonna let the boy walk, because some things just ain't right with that boy. Not this area. Right, I want to drop down. I'm gonna get my torch out. We're gonna be wrapping up here soon. And you can see he's got a headache, and oh god, no, he's got snakes. So many snakes. Holy fucking shit. I am tired of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking plane of existence. Frankly, let's just get rid of them all. Let's just wipe out Earth number fucking 36 whatever. Because it has snakes on it. I'm just kidding, I actually really like snakes, but bushels of snakes for a head, maybe not. But now that we have cleared out that area, we're going to... Never mind, that doesn't operate. Fuck. Fuck my life. That's absolutely terrifying. What do you mean? He's just a jolly boy. And here we have another snake thing. And you can see they do build up poison on you, and they have quite a bit of range, so they are quite dangerous. Going up around here, you can discover this Twin Bloodstone Shard, as well as what is going to be our shortcut, or the first of our shortcuts. Now, real quick, there are two things that we want to do real fast. I don't remember Medusa being described like this. I'm pretty sure Medusa was also a girl, mayhap. But we're gonna go out here and drop down. Take out this wolf. And there is a ladder that we want to climb to talk to an NPC. That's right, I said earlier that we had collected all of the NPCs worth saving, but that doesn't mean that that's all of the NPCs in the game. So let us very quickly go meet one of the final ones. So first, you're going to see a lot of blood. There's an item over here, overlooking the area. And there's a bunch of dead bodies, and he appears to be over them, eating. So this dude may just be eating people. That's cool, that's cool. Let's have a chat.
Blimey, don't scare me like that. On a night like this, I took you for a monster. Oh, thank the stars, you're fairly normal. Was it you who put down that awful beast? Ooh, that thing had me trembling, frozen in my boots. And then you came along. Well, if you're a hunter, then would you know of any safe havens?
Now, this man is dangerous, to say the least. For several reasons. The first being, he's a cannibal. Two, if we send him to Erdin Chapel, he will actually start killing off NPCs. One by one, he will kill them. Now, this is not something new to FromSoft games. In fact, all the way back in Demon Souls, we had, fucking, what was his name? The Silent Chief, who would kill off your NPCs. But this guy is a bit more interesting. Because if we decide to attack him right now, he will transform into a massive beast, implying that he will still be able to talk to us, by the way, but it implies that he knowingly took this form of a human to trick others. And let me just pull up some of his quotes, because it adds a layer of complexity to the game that I really, really like. Bloodborne. Apparently it's called the Afflicted Beggar. Yes, he transforms into something called an abhorrent beast. He will speak to you. Have you got a screw loose, or is it your animal intuition? It doesn't matter. Even hunters have got more blood on you. You hunters have got more blood on your hands. Implying that the hunters kill more than the beasts. Oh, you're a sick puppy. You drink the blood of half the town, and now this. And you talk of beasts. You hunters are the real killers. Die, die, die. Hunters and killers. Nothing less. You call me a beast? A beast? What would you know? I didn't ask for this. And then upon dying, he will say, rancid beasts, every last one of us. So, finally, we meet a beast that's able to talk. And while he is, yes, killing people, he calls out our hypocrisy as well. We are not good guys. We have been able to rescue like 4 or so people, but in the grand scheme of things, how many potentially savable people have we just cut down in the street for no other reason than they were potentially threatening to us? Not to mention the origin of blood ministration and that the hunters immensis kidnap people. There's a lot going on with the hunters that we don't really, our character doesn't know about, being a foreigner who just arrived in this land and joined this group of hunters that were serve the moon. In the name of the moon, I will punish you. But there's something else we can do with him, aside from telling him about Erden Chapel or attacking him and killing him here. We can send him to Yusefka's clinic, to who we know is no longer Yusefka, but a person who will turn people into those blue alien things. Now this serves 2 purposes. We are going to send him there.
It's about time I made a move. Oh, you're giving me hope. Terribly kind of you.
No
Take this.
problem.
It's all I can offer us, thanks.
So, by sending him there, 1, we avoid fighting the abhorrent beast, which is a rather powerful enemy, if I'm being honest. But also, he will be turned into a blue squid thing, which removes the danger from him completely. Apparently, Yusefka is a powerhouse and just fucks him up off screen. I say Yusefka in quotations. But also, by sending a new person to Yusefka after discovering the secret, they will actually change from being aggroed to friendly again. And that will allow us to do something in the future that will help us progress the story the way we want. So that's why I'm doing that, is to get an item in the future. And here we find one of the more fun firearms, being the cannon. That's right, give that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons. Oh, that's a neat interaction, right? Unfortunately, it looks like we are not strong enough to wield the cannon. I will, off-screen, put some power into that. I'm aware Eris is asleep, but this is the area I was saying is really uncomfy to me, in particular. The rotting wood, the stone, the snakes, This entire structure could come falling down at any second. Not to mention just how horribly uncomfortable all of this, like, rotting wood is. I can hear the smile in your voice as you walked into the area to get the cannon. What do you mean? But off camera, I will level up my strength to the point that we can equip the cannon and I can show it off a little bit. For now, we're going to activate this shortcut, talk to someone new, and then prepare to sign off for the day. We've been going for a little while. I think we've defeated two... We defeated Parl, we defeated the Witches of Hemwick, got the Canehurst summons. We've done quite a bit. We have been very busy. But real quick, we have discovered the Bagman.
Ah, a new face, are you? And an accomplished hunter, it would appear. I am Volta, Master of the League. Members of the League cleanse the streets.
Volta, you have
of
no
the
eyeballs.
filth spread about during the hunt. Like any half-decent hunter ought to, you know? Haven't you seen enough of these wretched beasts? Freakish slugs and mad doctors. Sentence these fiends to death with the help of your League confederates. What do you say? Why not join the League?
I don't think he has a head. I don't know if that's a bug or what. Typically, you can see in and see his face. We're going to go ahead and join the League because fuck
Yes,
yeah.
As a hunter, well should. Commit this to heart. Our own Carol room.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be able to see his face behind the bag and see into the eye hole.
The night brims with defiled scum and is permeated by their rotten stench. Just think, now you're all set to hunt and kill to your heart's content. Hunt in cooperation with your fellows, your League confederates.
Now, this is the first faction that we have discovered that we are able to join. They were one added by the DLC, the Old Hunters, so he is not in the base game. But he serves a couple,
The oath of the League, all, and
yada yada yada. Anyways, he offers a couple things. One, he is a summon that will help you with some bosses. And also, he will give us the first, rune that we use to, change what, faction we're a part of. Now, this one is considered like the co-op factions. It's essentially like the Sun Bros, or at least as close as we can get to it. There are some interesting ways it works that I will cover in the DLC, but for now, we don't really need to worry about it. Anyways, we have been going for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think that that is a pretty good place to leave off. We will be continuing soon as possible. I am still in the process of putting together my ultimate outfit. We only have one piece of it so far, but I promise it is something to behold. In the meantime, for now, I ask that you, if you're feeling up to it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I am a small channel, and every bit of interaction helps. I appreciate you spending time with me. I hope that you were as entertained as I was. And the only thing I can really ask of you is that you take care of yourselves. So without further ado, I bid you adieu. good night and goodbye.